Embracing the Stoic path, unmasking and overcoming the habits that hinder inner peace. The ancient wisdom of Stoicism, championed by philosophers like Marcus Aurelius, offers a powerful framework for navigating life's challenges and cultivating lasting happiness. Aurelius himself stated that the happiness of your life depends upon the quality of your thoughts, and this statement encapsulates the core principle of Stoicism: our perception and reaction to events, not the events themselves, determine our well-being. Just as the company we keep can profoundly influence our personal growth and direction, certain insidious habits can subtly undermine our commitment to the Stoic path, leading us astray from the tranquility and resilience we seek. These are not necessarily overt vices, but rather ingrained patterns of thought and behavior that chip away at our inner peace, hindering our ability to live a virtuous and fulfilling life. In this exploration, we will delve into 7 common anti-Stoic habits that often lurk unnoticed in our daily lives, examining how they manifest, why they are detrimental, and most importantly, offering practical strategies inspired by Stoic principles to reclaim our inner compass and steer ourselves back toward a life of purpose, equanimity, and genuine contentment. Before we begin, consider this not just an intellectual exercise, but a call to self-reflection, an invitation to examine the subtle ways in which we may be inadvertently sabotaging our own happiness. By recognizing and actively combating these habits, we can unlock the transformative power of Stoicism and cultivate a life of unwavering peace and purpose. Let's embark on this journey of self-discovery and forge a path towards a more resilient and fulfilling existence. The first and perhaps most pervasive anti-Stoic habit is the tendency to complain about things outside your control. Imagine an idyllic scene: a group of friends gathered for a picnic, basking in the warmth of the sun, enjoying delicious food, and engaging in lively conversation. Suddenly, dark clouds begin to gather overhead, and a torrential downpour ensues. While some members of the group might adapt to the change, moving the picnic indoors and finding joy in the cozy atmosphere and the refreshing smell of rain, others might succumb to frustration, lamenting the ruined weather, the unfortunate timing, and the potential damage to their clothing. This scenario perfectly encapsulates the essence of complaining about things beyond our influence. Life, much like the weather, is inherently unpredictable, a chaotic dance of events that often unfold contrary to our expectations. While we possess the capacity to influence certain aspects of our lives, a vast realm of circumstances remains firmly outside our sphere of control. Stoicism is fundamentally rooted in the understanding and internalization of this dichotomy, the clear distinction between what we can change and what we cannot. The act of complaining, particularly about matters beyond our grasp, is an exercise in futility, a draining expenditure of energy and time that ultimately accomplishes nothing. It fosters a perpetual state of discontent, clouding our minds with negativity and preventing us from appreciating the good that remains present in our lives. Consider the workplace, a microcosm of society where we often encounter situations beyond our direct influence. Colleagues who habitually lament over decisions made by upper management, gripe about changes in company policies, or criticize the actions of others are engaging in this self-defeating behavior. Instead of adapting to the new parameters and seeking constructive solutions, they dwell on the perceived injustices, allowing their negativity to permeate the work environment and negatively impacting their own productivity and peace of mind. This constant complaining not only diminishes their own well-being but also creates a toxic atmosphere for those around them, fostering resentment and hindering collaboration. To combat this anti-Stoic tendency, we can draw inspiration from the wisdom of Epictetus, who implored us to constantly question ourselves: is this something that is or is not in my control? When confronted with challenging situations, instead of voicing discontent and succumbing to negativity, a more Stoic approach involves shifting our focus to identifying what actions we can take to adapt, to mitigate the impact of the situation, or to learn from the experience. By doing so, we reclaim our personal power, assert our agency, and maintain our inner peace, ensuring that we remain unfazed by external events, regardless of their unpredictability. This doesn't mean we should be passive or indifferent, it means we channel our energy into constructive action rather than unproductive lamentation. It means focusing on our response, our attitude, and our effort, rather than the uncontrollable outcome. Ultimately, overcoming the habit of complaining is about cultivating a mindset of acceptance, resilience, and proactive problem-solving, allowing us to navigate life's inevitable challenges with grace and equanimity. The second habit that often pulls us away from the Stoic path is seeking external validation. Imagine dedicating weeks, even months, to a passion project, pouring your heart and soul into its creation. Upon completion, instead of experiencing the satisfaction and pride that should naturally accompany such an accomplishment, you find yourself obsessively checking for likes, comments, and any form of acknowledgement on social media platforms. Or perhaps you purchase a new outfit, not because it genuinely makes you feel confident and comfortable, but because you anticipate the compliments and affirmations it will elicit from others. This insatiable desire for external approval is a hallmark of the modern age, amplified by the pervasive influence of social media. These platforms, designed to tap into our innate human desire for affirmation, make it incredibly easy to fall into the trap of quantifying our self-worth based on metrics such as followers, likes, and shares. However, this reliance on external validation is a shaky foundation upon which to build one's self-esteem. These numbers are inherently fleeting and often influenced by factors entirely beyond our control, such as algorithms, trends, and the fickle whims of public opinion. Practically speaking, depending on external validation is akin to riding a volatile seesaw. One day, you might be soaring high, buoyed by praise and attention; the next, you could be plummeting down, crushed by a lack of engagement or, worse, by negative criticism. This constant emotional roller coaster prevents us from establishing a consistent sense of self-worth and inner peace, leaving us vulnerable to the unpredictable currents of external opinion. The Stoic approach to self-worth centers on internal validation. Stoicism teaches that our self-worth should be anchored in our virtues, our actions, and our personal growth, rather than the fleeting and often superficial opinions of others. As Epictetus wisely stated, it's not what happens to you, but how you react to it that matters. This profound statement emphasizes that the true measure of our worth lies not in the praise or criticism we receive from external sources, but in how we evaluate and feel about our own actions and decisions. Are we living in accordance with our values? Are we striving to be virtuous and to contribute positively to the world around us? These are the questions that truly matter. To embody this Stoic principle, the next time you find yourself seeking validation from external sources, pause and engage in a moment of honest self-reflection. Ask yourself, why do I need this validation? Am I genuinely proud of my actions or decisions? If the answer is yes, then that feeling of internal satisfaction should be sufficient. Remember, while feedback from others can be valuable for personal growth and improvement, your fundamental sense of self-worth should originate from within, deeply rooted in your actions, your intentions, and your integrity, rather than the ever-changing opinions of the external world. By cultivating this internal source of validation, we become less susceptible to the emotional highs and lows of seeking external approval, fostering a more stable and resilient sense of self. The third anti-Stoic habit that can significantly impede our progress towards inner peace is being a slave to your emotions. Imagine yourself at a family gathering, a potentially joyous occasion filled with laughter, shared memories, and heartfelt connections. However, amidst the festive atmosphere, a relative, perhaps unintentionally, makes a remark about a life choice you have recently made, a new job, a relationship, or even a lifestyle change. This seemingly innocuous comment stings, triggering a whirlwind of emotions within you: anger, defensiveness, or sadness. Before you have a chance to process these emotions rationally, you impulsively snap back with a hurtful comment, creating tension and discomfort for everyone present. Was that outburst truly the best possible response? This scenario is a prime example of being overtaken by our emotions, allowing them to dictate our actions and reactions. Emotions, in their essence, are neither inherently good nor bad. They are innate human responses that provide valuable insights into our state of mind and how we perceive our surroundings. They serve as signals, alerting us to potential threats or opportunities, and guiding our behavior accordingly. However, becoming a slave to these emotions, allowing them to dictate our actions unchecked, can lead to regrettable decisions, strained relationships, and a general sense of instability. The Stoic philosophy emphasizes the crucial importance of recognizing and acknowledging our emotions without allowing ourselves to be consumed by them. Marcus Aurelius eloquently captured this principle when he wrote, "You have power over your mind, not outside events. Realize this, and you will find strength." This powerful Stoic teaching reminds us that while we may not always have control over our initial emotional reaction to a situation, we possess the capacity to control our subsequent actions and responses. We can choose how we interpret the situation, how we regulate our emotional response, and how we ultimately behave. So, the next time you are confronted with a surge of emotion, whether it stems from a friend's comment, a challenging situation at work, or any other trigger, take a moment to pause, breathe deeply, and engage in conscious introspection. Ask yourself, is my immediate reaction to this emotion the most appropriate course of action? Will it lead to harmony and understanding, or will it further exacerbate the situation and create discord? By practicing this brief pause and engaging in thoughtful introspection, you cultivate emotional resilience, enabling you to navigate life's varied challenges with a sense of equilibrium and poise. You ensure that your reactions align with your values and your long-term goals, rather than being driven by fleeting and impulsive feelings. Adopting this Stoic approach empowers you to move through life with greater awareness and intentionality, acting not out of impulsive emotion but from a place of reason, thoughtful consideration, and wisdom. This doesn't mean suppressing or denying your emotions, it means acknowledging them, understanding their source, and choosing a response that is aligned with your values and contributes to your overall well-being. The fourth anti-Stoic habit that can hinder our pursuit of a fulfilling life is the pursuit of excess pleasure. Imagine walking into a grand feast, a lavish display of culinary delights. The table is laden with an array of sumptuous dishes, decadent desserts, and an endless flow of drinks. While it is undoubtedly tempting to indulge without restraint, succumbing to the allure of immediate gratification, by the end of the evening, the initial euphoria might be replaced with feelings of discomfort, regret, or even guilt. This scenario aptly illustrates the inherent trap of excessive pleasure. Life offers a multitude of pleasures, ranging from the simple enjoyment of delicious foods to the more elaborate experiences of luxurious travel and entertainment. While enjoying these pleasures as a natural part of the human experience is perfectly acceptable, becoming entrapped in a relentless cycle of constantly seeking more can lead to a profound sense of emptiness and dissatisfaction. The transient joy that these pleasures provide can often mask a deeper void, diverting us from seeking more meaningful and lasting sources of contentment. Seneca's profound observation, "Slavery resides under marble and gold," serves as a poignant reminder that being excessively attached to materialistic pleasures can, ironically, restrict our freedom. It is as if we become chained to a treadmill, forever chasing the next fleeting source of happiness, never truly satisfied with what we already possess. Consider the modern allure of technology, for instance. The thrill of purchasing the latest smartphone or gadget is undeniable, providing a momentary surge of excitement and satisfaction. However, how often does that thrill wane, only to be reignited by the announcement of an even newer model, prompting a renewed cycle of desire and acquisition? Similarly, consider the pervasive culture of binge-watching television shows. While it can be enjoyable in the moment, providing a temporary escape from the stresses of daily life, does it truly offer long-lasting satisfaction or contribute to our overall well-being? To effectively navigate this potential pitfall, it is beneficial to cultivate an attitude of moderation and conscious awareness. Before diving headlong into the next indulgence, pause and reflect. Ask yourself, is this pursuit adding genuine value to my life, or am I merely seeking a temporary high, a fleeting distraction from deeper needs and desires? Such introspection helps us distinguish between what genuinely enriches our lives and what merely offers a momentary escape. By ensuring that our desires align with our long-term well-being rather than transient highs, we position ourselves to experience a deeper, more sustained sense of joy and fulfillment. This doesn't mean abstaining from all pleasures, it means approaching them with mindfulness, recognizing their temporary nature, and prioritizing experiences that contribute to our overall growth, well-being, and sense of purpose. The fifth anti-Stoic habit that can significantly impact our happiness is living in the past. Imagine sitting on your porch on a beautiful evening, the air is crisp, and the stars are beginning to twinkle in the darkening sky. Instead of being present in the moment, fully appreciating the beauty of the sunset and the tranquility of the evening, your mind is miles away, tangled in a web of past events. Perhaps you are replaying a mistake you made years ago, agonizing over an opportunity you missed, or dwelling on memories of a relationship that ended long ago. While it is natural and even healthy to occasionally reminisce about the past, getting anchored in it can prevent you from fully living in the present and embracing the possibilities of the future. Dwelling on past events, especially those filled with regret, sorrow, or resentment, can be like walking through life with a heavy backpack, its weight constantly pulling you down. It burdens you, slows you down, and prevents you from seeing the opportunities and beauty that exist right in front of you in the present moment. Every time you replay a past event in your mind, you give it power, allowing it to occupy valuable mental real estate that could be better used for focusing on the present, learning from your experiences, and building a brighter future. Epictetus, one of the most renowned Stoic philosophers, said, "Men are disturbed not by things, but by the views which they take of them." This profound statement emphasizes that our suffering often stems not from the past events themselves, but from our continued focus on and interpretation of those events. We have the power to reframe our memories, to learn from our mistakes, and to release the emotional baggage that weighs us down. Consider the story of two old friends reuniting after many years of separation. One friend laments over the past, dwelling on chances not taken, relationships lost, and dreams unfulfilled. The other friend, however, speaks of lessons learned from past experiences, expresses gratitude for the present moment, and radiates excitement for the future. Both friends have experienced the passage of time and have faced their share of challenges, but their perspectives and attitudes differ vastly. To break free from the chains of the past, it is crucial to cultivate mindfulness and present moment awareness. Whenever you find yourself drifting into bygone times, gently pull your attention back to the present. Engage in activities that ground you in the now, such as meditation, mindful breathing exercises, journaling, or simply taking a walk and observing your surroundings with focused attention. By focusing on the present and treating each day as a new chapter in your life story, you free yourself from the shackles of the past, allowing you to write a brighter, more fulfilling narrative for yourself. The sixth habit that detracts from a Stoic life is obsessing over the future. Picture yourself on a serene beach vacation, the sun warming your skin, the waves gently lapping at the shore, and a pleasant breeze rustling through the palm trees. Instead of fully immersing yourself in this idyllic scene, you are lost in thought, consumed by worries about an upcoming work project, a looming financial decision, or any number of future uncertainties. While it is natural and even responsible to think about and plan for the future, being consumed by it can rob you of the joy and experiences of the present moment. Constantly projecting into the future can be likened to standing at the base of a vast mountain, constantly focusing on the distant peak without appreciating the beauty of the surrounding landscape and the journey itself. It is easy to get caught up in what-if scenarios and hypothetical situations, creating a perpetual state of anxiety and restlessness. This continuous focus on the future can lead to a feeling of being unanchored, disconnected from the present, and unable to fully engage in the life unfolding around you. Marcus Aurelius, the Stoic emperor and philosopher, wrote, "Never let the future disturb you. You will meet it, if you have to, with the same weapons of reason which today arm you against the present." This insightful quote suggests that no amount of worry or anxiety can change the future, but our actions and preparations in the present moment can significantly impact the future's outcome. We have the power to shape our future through our choices and actions today. Consider two students preparing for a major exam. One student is constantly anxious, imagining all the potential negative outcomes and dwelling on the possibility of failure. The other student focuses on the present, diligently studying, reviewing notes, and preparing to the best of their ability. Both students are aware of the upcoming challenge, but their approach and mental state differ significantly. The first student is paralyzed by anxiety, while the second student is empowered by action. To avoid getting trapped in endless loops of future-focused anxieties, it is essential to ground yourself in the present moment. Whenever you catch yourself drifting into the realm of future worries, practice mindfulness exercises, such as deep breathing or sensory focus, to bring yourself back to the here and now. Focus on the sensations of your breath, the sounds around you, or the feeling of your feet on the ground. Remember, while it is prudent to prepare for the future by setting goals, making plans, and taking responsible actions, it is equally vital to live and cherish the present moment, for it is the only moment that is truly within our grasp. By maintaining a balanced perspective, acknowledging the future but embracing the present, you set the stage for a more harmonious, fulfilling, and meaningful life journey. Finally, the seventh anti-Stoic habit that can significantly detract from our overall well-being is seeking perfection in everything. Imagine hosting a dinner party at your home, an event intended to be a celebration of friendship, good food, and shared experiences. The guests are enjoying themselves, the ambience is lively, and the food is generally delightful. However, instead of reveling in the joyous atmosphere and appreciating the connections being made, you are fixated on minor details, such as the slight oversalting of one dish or the minor imperfection in the table setting. This incessant pursuit of perfection in every little detail can become an overwhelming shadow, casting a pall over even the most joyous occasions and preventing you from fully enjoying the moment. In today's age, with the surge of social media and the constant barrage of picture-perfect lives, there is an amplified pressure to attain perfection in all facets of life, whether it is a flawless physical appearance, an ideal romantic relationship, a dream job, or an impeccably decorated home. This relentless quest for perfection can become a treadmill, always running but never reaching the desired destination, leaving you feeling perpetually inadequate and dissatisfied. Seneca, the Stoic philosopher, once remarked, "To wish for perfection is a sure way to become unhappy." This profound insight underscores the realization that perfection is an elusive and often unattainable goal. Striving for it can lead to a sense of perpetual inadequacy, frustration, and even burnout. Think of a renowned artist working on a masterpiece. If they were paralyzed by the pursuit of absolute perfection, they might never complete a single artwork. Instead, they recognize that beauty often lies in imperfections, and it is the overall creation that matters, not the minute irregularities. The artist embraces the process, learns from mistakes, and allows the artwork to evolve organically. To navigate away from this perfectionist trap, it is important to embrace the concept of good enough. This does not mean settling for mediocrity or lowering your standards. It means recognizing that striving for excellence and seeking absolute perfection are two fundamentally different things. Celebrate your achievements, no matter how small, and learn to accept the imperfections that come with being human. When you find yourself spiraling into perfectionist tendencies, take a step back and ask yourself, is this detail truly important? Will this matter in a week, a month, or a year? By reframing your perspective and focusing on the bigger picture, you can free yourself from the constraints of perfectionism and lead a more balanced, contented, and fulfilling life. Embrace your imperfections, learn from your mistakes, and focus on progress rather than unattainable ideals. In conclusion, as we reflect upon the timeless wisdom of the Stoic sages, it becomes evident that self-awareness and introspection are pivotal in nurturing a balanced, resilient, and ultimately fulfilling life. As we have journeyed through these 7 common anti-Stoic habits today, complaining about things outside your control, seeking external validation, being a slave to your emotions, pursuing excess pleasure, living in the past, obsessing over the future, and seeking perfection in everything, it is my sincere hope that you have gained valuable insights to guide and refine your own path. Remember, Stoicism is not about achieving a state of flawless perfection, it is about embracing a process of continuous growth, cultivating a more mindful perspective, and striving to live in accordance with our values. Take a moment to ask yourself, are you a victim of some of these habits? If so, how can you course correct and improve? What small steps can you take today to move closer to a more Stoic way of life? I encourage you to share your reflections and experiences in the comments below. Which of these habits resonated with you the most? Have you encountered other habits that challenge your Stoic journey? Let's create a vibrant space for open discussion, mutual support, and collective growth. Thank you for joining me on this exploration. Until our next encounter, may you find serenity, strength, and unwavering purpose in the Stoic way. This rewritten content explores 7 anti-Stoic habits that can hinder inner peace and a fulfilling life: complaining, seeking external validation, emotional enslavement, excessive pleasure, dwelling on the past, obsessing over the future, and striving for perfection. For each habit, it provides examples, explains why it's detrimental from a Stoic perspective, and offers practical advice for overcoming it, drawing on the wisdom of Stoic philosophers like Marcus Aurelius, Epictetus, and Seneca. The emphasis is on self-awareness, mindfulness, and focusing on what is within our control.